typically in the morning, you wait at the shanty till 7 o'clock. You go on to 7 and start walking your way up the ladder, climbing up for steel. Every 2 floors, you plank it off. Then you disconnect the bottom of the mast and tie it to the boom on top of the choking key. You get a heavy block on the job. Weighs probably 200, 250 pounds, something like that. I started when I was 18 years old working structural steel. I worked on towers probably 120, 130 feet high. Most people are afraid of heights like that. So automatically, every ironworker's got an ego. You're doing something somebody else can't do. And you get to wear a tool belt. You know, when you're a kid, 18 years old, and you got the wrenches in like a holster, you're like a cowboy or a sailor. You know, if I put a 2x4 on the floor, I could knock you off with a stick. But if I put it up 50 feet, and a little gust of wind comes along, and you overreact, you end up falling off. That's why most ironworkers start off as kids. You know, when you're 18 and just out of school, the guy next to you walks the beam, you're going to walk the beam too. Ironworkers very, very rarely fall in the hole. That's what our term is if somebody falls off a building. They fell in the hole. We talk a lot about it among ourselves. You ironwork for long enough, you're going to get some real scares. I notice myself, I get a copper taste. You ever put a penny in your mouth when you're a kid? You know that taste. It's a taste of fear, I guess. As you get older, you reconcile yourself with the fact that it's easier to drop down and coon across the beam. It's easier, but you lose all the hair on the inside of your leg. You can always tell an ironworker, because they don't have any hair on the inside of their leg. Oh, another bad thing up there, we don't have any outhouses or anything. So we piss in the cupboards. And everybody's always drunk the night before, so they're constantly spelling themselves down these cupboards. The problem with that, eventually something is going to happen, and you're going to have to work down below. The worst thing in the world is you got to burn something down there. It's like cooking a toilet. I always knew I was going to be an ironworker. My older brothers were ironworkers. My father was an ironworker. So it was a natural course of events. My father was very disappointed I didn't go to college. We had a college boy on the job this summer. One time, he saw a book in my back pocket. And he was amazed. He says to me, "You read?" That's what can get you, the non-recognition by other people. To say a man is just a laborer, that a woman is just a housewife, it bothers you sometimes. Sometimes, some mornings, I look across the skyline for a building I worked on. Say that office building there. I look down, I see a big fancy car pulling into a parking garage I built. I know some guy from the burbs is driving it. I know he's never going to think about it. But I think about him sometimes, driving his air-conditioned car into his air-conditioned office, sitting back and enjoying the ride.